Okay, so today's going to be more of a light lesson. I want to talk more about the concept of substitutions. Now, not so much substituting as much as the actual mindset behind just getting different products. You know, we a lot of times think of it as it has to be a comparison. It has to be like, this is this, and here's the different version of it. You know, and having that food on a pedestal and that comparison makes you set up comparisons of taste and saying, oh, it's not exactly the same. Therefore, because I can't have what I really want, this low budget item, even though it's usually the opposite, let's be honest, is like just not cutting it. And it's more so about learning, like, what do we honestly not like the taste of versus what do we not like the concept of? And the taste just isn't special enough to make it feel better. Because that's a really common confusion, you know, and you want to be able to trust yourself. If you just genuinely hate the way something tastes, okay, well, you got to find something else. You know, the quest for what you like continues. So my hopes, I'm going to give you some basics. I'm going to tell you how we kind of make do with stuff. And then we'll talk about just some different mindsets when it comes to substitution. Sorry, brain fart. So now, you know me, I love feedback, so keep the chats going. Okay, so, wow, where did everyone go? Okay, here you are. Okay, I didn't see anybody else watching for a second. I was like, oh, hell. So, when it comes to substitutions, you want to think of it like this. You know, don't think of the other stuff as going away or not allowed or whatever. Just think of it as if you have the option and you have stuff that you know helps you feel better or at least doesn't hurt you and you still enjoy the taste. Well, you'd go for that one, right? So by thinking that that doesn't exist, by not finding those substitutes that we really love, which might take you faster or shorter depending on the product itself, but without finding that other version that you like, you're always going to be comparing things. Like cauliflower is never going to be pizza crust ever, but it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the way that cauliflower crust tastes for a cauliflower crust. But if I'm trying to sit here and compare it to pizza, I'm going to be sorely disappointed and be like, what the hell is this? Ugh. I personally do not like cauliflower crust. I don't know. Even the one from Blaze, like Blaze Pizza offers a low carb, gluten-free crust. And I'm usually like pretty palatable when it comes to substitutes. That one, other people love it, to each their own. I think it's like eating wet cardboard. But okay. So you have to try a bunch till you find what you like with anything else. If you try a vegetable for the first time, you're just either going to like it or not like it, right? If you try a certain kind of meat, a certain kind of cake, a certain kind of, let's make it fun, cookie, whatever, and you just happen to not like it, it's not that because it's got gluten in it, you'll always love that type of cookie. That cookie could suck in general, and it'd be like a regular gluten sugary cookie. But by thinking of it as like, oh, it's this diet cookie, and then eating it and being like, I can tell that it's a diet cookie, it like writes it off completely. So try a bunch of different things and go into it for what they are and be surprised pleasantly. And until you find something that's like, oh my God, this is so good. Now, I understand that the products are expensive. Like nobody wants to just, test around with food. But that's where a little bit of research comes in terms of, if you're in any groups on Facebook, let's say, when you're a brave soul, feels like dealing with people, which is not me on Facebook lately. But let's say you're in a low carb group or something, and you want to post a product that you're thinking of buying and ask for people's honest opinion on it. Has anybody bought this before? Has anybody tried this? You can do it in the Pudge page. You can do it in the Academy page and see if any of the other ladies have tried anything. Read up reviews on Amazon, see if it's available on Amazon and just see the reviews. Kind of do your homework on something. And also check, which we'll get into more in depth in a second, but check nutrition because they may have it available in a single size for you to try first before having to spend a bunch on like a full box of it or whatever. The reality is eating certain foods regularly doesn't allow you to live the life that you want to live. It's a crappy reality, you know, like I wish it wasn't the case for any of us. I don't think anytime we see somebody being able to eat whatever they want with zero health problems, we won't just like wince a little bit on the inside and be like, you know, but there are certain foods that if you eat them regularly, they don't afford you the quality of life that you want. And there are a lot of foods that if you do eat those foods regularly, they do. It's just a matter of finding those foods and finding ones that you enjoy, which is a pain in the ass. But half the battle is making peace with the fact that while there are delicious foods out there, some of them your body just doesn't do good things with. Makes you feel like crap, as unfortunate as it is. Doesn't make it any less delicious. Okay? So who's picking up anything from this so far? Who's relating to the mindset of substituting or replacing rather? Because I know for me, I've definitely, like, if I'm trying something with, let's say, a new sweetener that I've never had before, I'm like almost, I got to catch myself that I'm almost looking for the aftertaste to be like, do I taste it at all? Does it taste at all remotely different than the last one? And if it does, I almost immediately feel like, oh, it's an aftertaste. I don't like it. And it's just our human nature. Hold on. By this time of day, guys, you know me, I'm like prepubescent. So we'll keep it going. But, you know, I lost my train of thought because I almost completely lost my voice. Anyway, keeping it moving along. Give me a comment if you can relate, if you've been there before where you go searching for that different taste and it completely throws you off and you just feel like resentful that you can't just have the thing. I've definitely been there. So some of these websites here, you guys know, for the most part, any of you who have had calls with me know nutrition is like my love. I have to check if they give any like royalties, or I say this every time I mention nutrition, by the way, but I do. I just love it. I've gotten my family like put on there now. I'm a pain in the ass. Some of you know this. I'll call you. I'll place an order with you on the phone, you know, because they have everything. Like you could search anything that you're in the mood for. You could search lemon curd and there'll be like a sugar-free lemon curd there. But sugar-free, gluten-free, low carb, whatever it is that you're doing, you know, they have, it's all different types of dietary needs kind of stuff. And it's almost overwhelming, the selection. So it's such a great site. The prices are cheaper than Amazon, cheaper than other stores I've found. Their shipping is super fast. I've had clients receive their order like the next day. They usually do free shipping over 50, and they have the individual sizes for not everything, but a lot of stuff they can do like individual wrapped ones, which is helpful. Thin Slim Foods over here. I personally haven't ordered. I don't know why. I've just been lazy, but I haven't ordered from this website because does anyone find it like it's easy to get on the website and look at the stuff you want? I don't know if this is an ADD thing, but then not checking out and just for no reason at all, just doing something else or just closing the browser and you just never place the order. That's me with Thin Slim Foods. I've been saying it forever now. So I'm going to do that after this. They have ready-made breads, ready-made chips. I think they have muffins, bagels, rolls, etc. And they have, you got to search for the gluten-free ones though. If that's your baby step, look for gluten-free because they have both low carb, but they have low carb with gluten and low carb without. So dependent upon your baby step is what you should search for. But Thin Slim Foods are ready-made breads and stuff like that. So that's super helpful as well. The ketochow shakes that I talk about like left and right lately, I love them. I have tried a lot. Like they have several flavors available. I don't like keto marketed products, but what drew me in is the fact that it is a meal replacement that has protein, a lot of protein in it, and it's got like a lot of good fats and stuff like that, because I know that I should eat earlier than I do, but sometimes I'm just, I mean, you guys understand, sometimes I'm busy. So instead of needing to like have some cheese, you know, some fruit, something when I don't feel like it, I really love the keto chow shakes because they're filling, they're really good. I hate the taste of protein with a passion. Like protein powder is so, like, it stands out to me so badly. I've never enjoyed anything that's had protein powder ever before. The keto chow shakes have a ton of protein, and you don't taste them. Like, it literally tastes like a milkshake, like something that's a treat. And I'm just all about it. And like I said, very filling. And my colitis stomach handled it. So that's the other thing, is protein can be really harsh on the stomach. And my colitis belly and gastritis belly handled it just fine. And it's literally crave worthy. The other flavors I tried, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'll tell you the ones I hated first. Hated the lemon, the salted caramel. I think that's it so far. Yeah. It was like, okay, it was decent. It was the chocolate mint and the chocolate toffee, but I had to add more cocoa powder, and then they were good. My favorites were the chocolate and the chocolate peanut butter. I also had strawberry. That was decent too. That was actually not bad at all. But favorite, chocolate peanut butter, because it tasted like a treat. Here's the best part though, okay? So for those of you who are busy in the mornings and you're rushing around like crazy, you make the keto chow shake, you make it the night prior and then just put it in the fridge. So you blend it up within a minute or two, you know, just all in one thing, throw it all in, blend it, put it in your fridge, and then the next morning it's done for you. So that's really, really helpful. Now, the cake mix. They even brought it over here for you guys. So the Swerve cake mix. Oh, these are the brownies. I have the cake mix over there. We're trying the brownies for the first time. They just came out with this. You can even make like little, oh, you got your Swerve powdered sugar over there, Jess, I see you. But we're trying the brownies for the first time. You can even make these in like cupcake liners and just make them individual so you can have like more of a serving size for them. But I will let you know if you want. I'll be your guinea pig because I'm excited to try these. The cake mix, that looks exactly the same. The cake mix is really, really good. And more stores are carrying this brand of stuff. You might have seen the erythritol. That's from Swerve. And it's really good texture. It's really friggin' easy to just throw this stuff together. And you can either make it like a regular cake. You can make it in cupcake liners, like I mentioned, so that you have them portioned. You can make minis if you get a little mini tin and mini liners. And they're awesome. I've had the chocolate and the vanilla. I've even marbled the two together, which is fun. And that's the idea I want you guys to keep. I want you to think of, don't think of forever avoiding the things you like. Think of, how can I have as much fun as possible within the parameters of what my baby steps are and what's helping me feel better? What can I get away with? That's what you want to be thinking. Like, I'm always trying to finagle ways to make something friggin' delicious and hormone friendly. Like, that's my goal. Make something crave worthy, hormone friendly, because then it's like, it's a win-win, you know? So love Swerve products, and very, very easy. And I highly recommend the cupcake approach on that one. So Keto & Co. brownie mix is also delicious, as is their pancake and waffle mix. We're actually using that tonight to make waffles for dinner. I'm making meatball sandwiches on waffles because I'm a weirdo, but it's really good. It's like salt. It's a little sweet from the waffle, a little savory. I love that combo. So good. The mixes are very easy to throw together. Their texture is really, really good. They're gentle on the stomach, and they're not like, it's not like a weird rubbery texture like some of the other products are that I've tried. Yeah, so those are my favorite types of cake products. I can't believe I didn't write these down, but I have some more goodies here. Just so people keep asking about snacks, noshing, stuff like that. Look out for Smart Sweets. Oh no. Sorry, it landed on the space bar. So look out for Smart Sweets in your local stores. They're carrying them more and more. These are sugar-free candies. If you are an insulin-dependent diabetic, remember, bolus like regular, or kind of gauge it, you know, like bolus maybe half and then check an hour later. But I wouldn't recommend going based on net carbs for these if you're taking insulin, because in my experience, they raise my blood sugars. So, but that's because we are on synthetic insulin and our bodies don't work like other people's. So, fun. Okay. Good old sugar-free pudding. It's a nice quick snack. You make a big bowl of pudding to keep in your fridge. Get some whipped cream, you know, even if you get the low sugar or no sugar added one in the can, and just, there you go, nighttime snack. Oh, I see you with your pudding, Jess. Yeah, you can do, we like to make the box just because you get more for your money, because Nick will literally eat one of these every night. He's crazy. This is like his nighttime snack, is an entire box of sugar-free instant pudding. I'm not judging. No, I'm not judging. It's like, it's cute. He like makes his own pudding like every night, like in his little quart container and like his little whisk. It's like, but yeah. Lily's is sugar-free chocolate. I recommend you get the chips just for snacking. You can also take the chips and turn it into a trail mix, a hormone-friendly trail mix, which is really cool. You can use some of the sweeteners I'm going to mention in a minute and throw some butter, sweetener, and nuts in a pan. Roast them up together so they're like caramelized. Add some Lily's chocolate chips in there, and that's a really good trail mix as well. Obviously, wait till they're cool before adding the chocolate chips, but that's a good way to do trail mix too. But I really like the milk chocolate sugar-free the best. They do have dark chocolate. I'm not a big dark chocolate fan. I know. For someone, like, I feel like people feel so betrayed by me when I don't like dark chocolate, because I went to culinary school. I'm a foodie. I should be loving dark chocolate. Let's cut to the chase. Just give me the sweet chocolate. So some resources for you guys to use. I want you, as I've been telling you guys, to try to finagle how to have as much fun as possible. Like, what can I get away with substituting? Still seek out things like Pudge Page. There's a ton in there that's just like from the past, like old in the past recipes, you know, try to unearth some stuff. Try to go, my Pinterest board, if you search the Academy page, you can find my Pinterest board that I put up in there. It's called Low Carb Love. I'm always just kind of searching through there, and just anything that looks delicious I put in there. That's fun too, you know, but always try to find ways to get away with something crave-worthy without having to sacrifice your hormones. Some crunchy snack stuff before we get into the sweeteners. These are currently my favorites. Roasted edamame. So these, if you don't have them, if they're not in a fancy package or anything, if you go to some produce markets, typically they have like roasted soybeans in the like dry, like the bulk nuts and stuff like that, if your local market has that. So before everybody freaks out at me about soybeans, there is so much research that is for or against that concept, first of all, like with a lot of things. Second of all, there is so much soy that people consume regularly every day that puts people's threshold for hormone disrupting soy at a much different point. When you're typically eating things that aren't, like, you're not sustaining on packaged products, you're mostly eating veggies, fruits, meats, stuff like that, typically, then you're already not consuming the soy that is found commonly in those products. So long story short, the amount you'll consume if you're having a direct from the plant source of it, it's not going to be hurting you like it would if you're having a lot of processed foods that contain a lot of soy in it, or added to it, I should say. It's a ton of protein in these. It's like, for a third of a cup, it's 14 grams of protein. So I know a lot of you guys, our baby step might involve protein and you're struggling to include protein in your day-to-day. So just a third of a cup of this can give you 14 extra grams. And it's still low carb. It's like 3 grams of carb for that third of a cup. They're salty, they're crunchy. I love these, okay? Salt and vinegar almonds. Now this, you can go crazy, whatever other flavor you like for the almonds, just watch the sugar. But I really love the salt and vinegar almonds because it just, I don't know. I love salt and vinegar chips. I love salt and vinegar. I could do away with almonds, to be honest with you. They're not my favorite. But the taste of these is enough for me to enjoy eating them. And again, they have protein, they have fiber. They're almonds, you know. You can make your own if you look it up. A lot of people like to make them with walnuts. I love walnuts because they're good dipping things. So if you want to dip walnuts, let's say in hummus or French onion dip or something, you know, that's a good way to do that. Get some good fats too. So lastly, sweeteners. Now, erythritol has become the most popular one that's around a lot. It's the one that's easiest to find. Now it's popping up in Walmarts, it's popping up in Targets, like find it everywhere. I like Swerve, and erythritol is the basic ingredient. Swerve is the brand. So I like erythritol for certain capacities. I like erythritol for when I'm able to powder it. I'll tell you how in a sec, because it gets rid of that cold flavor. Like that, if you've had erythritol, you know what I mean with the coldness, like where it's almost like it burns having it, even though it's cold. It's not fun. And erythritol is derived from fruit. So it's like, it's not even that it's like some chemical component that's doing that. It's just that aftertaste that it has comes across as cold. So it's not always like the most enjoyable thing, in my opinion. When you're able to use powdered instead, I find that cuts back on the coldness of it and the grittiness of it. Monk fruit is popular, but some people don't like it, and it is a little pricier. So I always suggest trying to combine it with your erythritol. So it's just not as much erythritol, not as much monk fruit. Look, to be honest with you, those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I'm about that balance. So if you're gonna, I don't care. I mean, if you're having friggin' Splenda and it's helping you cut a ton of sugar out of your day-to-day, and that's your baby step, then that's fine. Is it like the most perfect, like Whole Foods, ideal, Pinterest-worthy way of doing things? No, but like, how long does that last anyone living like that? Nobody sticks to that shit. So, you know, we got to find our own balance. So sugar-free syrups. I love sugar-free syrups for anything liquid. I don't find that sweeteners, unless you're using like Splenda or Equal or something, I don't find that sweeteners like erythritol, monk fruit fully dissolve or fully taste the way I want them, and especially in like hot drinks. So I really love the sugar-free Torani. Jess, your screen keeps cutting in and out, so I see you like lightly kissing a bottle, but I can't see the bottle. Like it's like kind of clear. So it's funny, but I think it's a syrup. But yeah, no, I like the sugar-free Torani. I like the sugar-free vanilla from Starbucks. The Torani, sugar-free Torani comes in a ton of flavors too. So for those of you who are like, oh no, I'm doing away with my creamer, my coffee creamer, if sugar is your baby step, then you can get one of the syrups and then get half and half, or even, you know, whole heavy cream, and just kind of make your own with the flavor syrup that you want. I know a lot of people who are like, don't start me on that because I'll have every flavor. But hey, go for it. Have fun. Whatever you can get away with, remember. So let's see what the chat says. Okay. Gluten-free donuts suck. You should try the ones that I make. They're really good. Not to toot my own horn, but they're really good. They're really easy. They're made for like flare days. Like they're one of those where you can make it all in a blender basically, and then just put it in a donut mold and put it in the oven. And I'll text with you on that, Denise. I have a super hard time with erythritol sweeteners. The cooling menthol aftertaste makes me go, is this a diet dessert? Yeah. So that's why it's all about finding Your Jess, I see your comment about $300 for nutrition. It's like they have so much stuff. It's unreal. But yeah, no, if you don't like erythritol, then that's good. That is something to work around. Then you want to look up recipes or try to find things that use other sweeteners or try other sweeteners, so that you can find something that is palatable for you. And also, once we cut out sugar, don't forget our taste buds change drastically. So that you have that to look forward to as well. It's window shopping. I love online window shopping. I will do that for self-care sometimes. Like I'll go on Amazon and I'll make a wish list of different topics for the patio, for whatever, and just window shop and save stuff to those lists. And for me, it's like great, just mindless unwinding time. Same, but my thing is more to prevent impulse shopping. I've gotten in the habit of leaving it and returning it if I really want it. Yeah. I laughed because Instagram's been on their game with targeting me for ads lately. I buy way too many of the foods that I've been trying, just like, ooh, this looks good. But I got burned a couple of times, so I stopped doing that. Strawberry and chocolate are great. I hated the cookies and cream. Oh, Anna, I did buy the cookies and cream one. I haven't made it. It was like in the bottom of my barrel. I'm like, I almost want to make it just to see how bad it was, because I heard you hated it. It's like about being curious about what else is out there for you. Yeah. It's like it becomes a fun thing when you think about it as like, ooh, I can't wait to like find stuff that I love that helps my hormones, where if you don't have anything like that, of course it's like you're sitting here miserable, like, oh my God, I miss food. Find your foods, Okay. Swerve also doing pizza tonight with meatballs too. Yummy. Little pudding monster. My husband is a pudding monster. How to get away with low carb. It's more fun when you think about it that way. Splenda, sugar, alcohols make me bloat and stuff like stevia. Oh my God. You notice I didn't even grace stevia, like grace my screen with the word stevia. Anybody who knows me knows I hate stevia with a passion. Hate it. I don't know how people don't notice that taste. Like to me, it just tastes like very potent, sweet and low. I don't know. Maybe it's like growing up a type 1 where we had sweet and low like shoved down our throats. Something about Splenda like literally pisses me off. Okay. Monin syrup is also very good. Ashley just helped me with verbiage because she lives by the acronym. What would Michelle say? Yes. Oh, and donuts are banging. But yeah, verbiage. Points for verbiage. Cut to carb is my love, but that is a unique example we've discussed. So for anybody who is not doing gluten as a baby step and doing carbs instead as a baby step, cut to carb is great. But if gluten is your baby step, you will be tempted as hell because it's great. So like me, I don't keep cut to carb at home. Jess, who is not gluten-free baby step, keeps cut to carb at home. So if you have questions about it, text me. I literally just dumped it down the drain. I thought it was no, I've heard a lot of people say that they hate the cookies and cream one. So I'm curious to try that one. So I think, yes, I have shown you all of my goods here. It's an odd thing to say on camera, but it's 8:30 now. So we are actually making good time today. So when it comes to making your substitutes, that's where people, tend to get excited to make one thing. And if it doesn't work out or it's something, it just doesn't seem right or whatever, it's like written off. And that's understandable. Why would you want to put physical effort and time and money and ingredients into doing something again? But the practice in making something, for those of you who are like, oh, I don't like baking, that's why I like cooking. The only reason you don't like baking is because you're not used to baking and because maybe you don't do it often or you have bad memories of when you have done it. The way you get past that is by pushing past that. So finding recipes that you can handle and hack. Start with a box cake mix. That's, just ingredients. It is what it is. Dump in a bowl and go. And you know what? Maybe your confidence gets you know, you keep doing it and you have the yellow cake version, your confidence is up, and you decide to do something fancy with it. You know, maybe add another flavoring to it or make a fancy frosting or something like that, you know? So, Cheyenne, did you mean to send what, or did it get cut off? Oh, you're frozen. Okay. I thought you meant what, like what are you talking about? Yeah, no, doing the yellow cake mix, you can zhuzh it up. You can add different flavorings. You know, you can add extracts. Extracts are a great thing to keep in your cabinet to help with variety and flavoring. Add different flavored extracts to different frostings, to different cakes, and just kind of branch out from there. It's okay if you just start with a box mix and just have fun doing that. Keeping your cupcakes, you know, if you have one day a week where you make cupcakes, you can make it fun. Do like flavor of the week. Put a friggin' post up about it or something, you know, go all out. Make it something to look forward to rather than it being like, oh, well, crap, I can't have sugar. So like, what's good enough, I guess. Because then nobody's going to enjoy that. Of course not. Who the hell's going to last on that? So, you know, try to find what you like. When it comes to regular recipes, you know me, I like easy. Microwave cake is where it's at. So look on the Pudge page, look on the Pinterest board, try to find ways to find your favorite easy go-to substitute recipes, especially for the snacking or the sweet cravings. And make sure that, you know, you share it with us in the page. If you find anything genius, of course, or at least with me, so I can know. And yeah, try to have fun with it. All right. So I hope that this was helpful. If anybody has any other questions. Oh, my words, zhuzh. What, has no one heard zhuzh before from besides me? Oh, okay. So when you zhuzh, it's like, crap, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you do, like you futz with it. I use like one word, I use another word. You mess with it or tweak it in ways that make it a little bit better. Like let's say you have a box cake and you know you add some special vanilla extract to it. You add an extra egg, you add a packet of pudding to it, you know, you to doctor it. You doctor it up a bit. So you zhuzh it up. That's what that means. Yeah. Oh, it's a New York thing. Perfect. Yeah. You like, you know, fuss with it a bit. Make it a little bit better. Some New Jersey lingo. Oh man, yep. I will wear it proudly. I have never known how to spell it, so thank you. That is for sure. Talks amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Linda Richmond. Yeah, but that's Staten Island or Long Island. That ain't here. But anyway, enjoy your night, everybody. If you have any questions, if you need me to elaborate on anything I went over, feel free to shoot me a text. I'm still catching up from today's text, so if I don't get back to you tonight, I'll get back to you in the morning. All right, so good night. How do I get out of here now?